This is the second Saturday of the work at Govier's Lane, the crossing, as explained by this notice. So I wonder how things will turn out when we get down the bottom today. This lady's got a bit of history of the crossing?
Yes. When I was a kid, just to the right of the, before you get to the railway lines,
Yes.
there was a big, tall, grey painted box with louvers in it.
Yes.
And when the train went over the corner,
Yeah.
it pressed some sort of trigger, and the most raucous bell you have ever heard rang.
So you couldn't
now, they
miss it.
spent all that money, and they
Yeah.
could have just put the bell back.
There you are, yeah. Yeah.
they?
It is amazing.
It
Yeah.
is, honestly. I just can't believe it. Because as a kid, you used to go, and you went across.
Oh, right, so you could hear for a long way away.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. When it hit the crossing, just underneath the bridge,
Yes.
you know, onto the wreck, it used to trigger off something, and then the bell used to ring.
Yes.
And I say it was one of the most raucous bells you could ever hear.
Right, good idea, really.
Now look at all the money they spent now.
I know. I hope it's going to be successful.
Oh, so do I.
You can still.
Yes.
No, when I first came here, it was the old light, you know, that people.
Oh,
so
okay.
van, yeah, pushed a screwdriver in, but.
Yeah, but where's common sense come into this? Nobody's going to walk across there when you hear a train coming, are they?
No, as long as
Money
they're aware,
nutters.
as long as they actually hear it, that's the thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
oh, deaf people.
And that's
yeah.
where the bell would be quite
it was-
helpful.
It was a real raucous
Yes.
noise. Honestly, you couldn't ignore
Couldn't miss it. No, that's good.
No.
That's
and
what
I
I'm a
never heard
little.
of anybody getting knocked down.
I'm a little
this
bit.
is going.
What's
This is coming down, isn't it?
is that here in this corner?
Yeah.
they'll probably come in to bring those paths in here somewhere.
You have a look.
Oh,
Right here.
they've done a bit of tarmacking since I was here last year.
I don't know what that's in aid of.
All
Well,
right.
they're not going to go in here
Well,
then.
no, I've got a feeling that's where the new S path is going to finish, just there. Are they doing something similar over the other side now? Could be, yeah. Oh, well, thanks for the history. The old bell was probably
It was there.
somewhere, just about here.
Like a grey painted box. there.
Yes.
There's been sort of two sort of boxes since, but
Yeah.
nothing to do with the
Right.
actual. And it long before the train hit that bend, it would trigger it.
Yeah, that's the most dangerous angle coming from that direction. And then we think here. So what? Oh,
I've
what's?
been home half an hour earlier now. All the way down round here.
Right. Yeah, so there's a new post here. Oh, probably that will be closed off here. Oh, and that'll be a route you have to go in around there, just that. Oh, interesting. So from that sign, it's been moved over to that side now. It used to stand here. Oh, I see. Yeah. And you can't now get to the pathway. Oh, you can. Oh, wait a minute. You can't go up there at all at the present time then. No, that's interesting too. But there's certainly, oh, you can see how much of a slope was here before. Sudden drop now. Yeah, there'll be a flight of steps just there on top. But this whole area is flat. Yeah, but at the moment there's no access at all in any way to that pathway. Right. What's that beside the track up there? All right. A stop post on the track. In this direction. That's odd. That just says stop on the other side as well. Yeah, you can see how it's going to form up now anyway with a few extra steps there. Yeah. Yes, and there'll be steps here in line with those steps. And an S-shaped curve path there, which will probably bring it in to match this. Interesting. This is unchanged from last week. Oh yes, there's even a barrier up there stopping any access at all to that useful path. All right. See some people so curious to know where to go now. Huh? I've been told there's an interesting new ship in here, so I'm going to see if I can discover it. All that noise, as I can see, is silk clearing on the old the pump. There's a ship called Hyperion in here that my friend Mr. Mainwaring had told me about. He said it's behind the big shed, so it might well be at a site from this angle. I was told they were demolishing this great shed, but you can see the holes in the roof, but no signs of them actually doing that yet. This grey hole we see here. Yeah, I guess that's it, Hyperion. It's a recent arrival by road from Southampton, and it's going to be restored, and there'll be another feature in Watchet Harbour, along with the Watchet. And that hole that I showed part up the side the Watchet last week is apparently Moonlight 27. This was a troop ship from the D-Day landings in 1944. We got a grey looking sea this morning. Maybe even greyer by all the silk coming out of the marina.
It's really shifty, it's jet black.
I bet it is. Oh yes.
Tide's carrying it straight away, it's not going out.
Yeah, that's why. Looks like a great sea snake there in the marina. You see they've cleared all the boats out of this section now. I wonder if that means that they're really going to concentrate on clearing the silk from here. I think we're in for some more rain soon, but look at that sky. thought I'd try this pathway which comes from Howell Bay, which I can see down by the crossing is now closed, so we'll go down there and see what it looks like. It's a bit of a trek through the jungle here anyway, but and a bit muddy too. Oh, I can see a sign ahead saying footpath closed. Yeah, and that's a bit too steep for most people to get down. Perhaps youth could. But there's some steps over here. Well, footpath closed. Now, well, I can't get down there and see it from that angle. Can I zoom through the fence a bit? There's the stop sign attached to the track, not far from the whistle board. Yeah, it does say stop from this side. I don't really see why that's necessary at the moment because there's nothing across the track over there. Whether they think it's not legal in its unbuilt form and therefore trains mustn't pass at all. Anyway, I can't get any closer from this angle. No, if you retrace our steps here from where you can't go now, up through here. This path is very muddy at the present time here. Well, it's a path trod by many people who are walking over to the Doniford holiday camp, and for those who like to film the trains. What do we see when we get here? Plus we have to be really careful not to slip here. Maybe there's the railway track. Already starting to go rusty. There's any train coming down here. Wouldn't have a lot of warning that he had to stop dead just around the bend. No doubt they wouldn't plan the train with the track closed off like that. Well, I did think I might go back home in this direction, but it's looking too slippery and muddy here. I can well imagine myself slipping down here. So we're going to retrace our steps back down to the harbour. This coming Friday is going to be the annual celebration for Queen Catherine. You've probably never heard of Queen Catherine, I haven't until recently. Apparently she was the Portuguese wife of Charles II, and she came to Watchet to buy cloth back in the 1700s, I believe. And so she was so impressed by the quality of the merchants here in Watchet that she bequeathed an annual sum to the residents of Watchet to have a feast of hot cakes and cider in memory of her visit. And I think the children are going to reenact her arrival in Watchet, and we're also going to have the arrival of Father Christmas. The Christmas lights are going to be switched on by someone taking the part of Queen Catherine. This is a painting of the Queen. If the wind would have let the leaflets stay still. And she would have come in to watch it, no doubt by sea, but being not in a very big ship. Possibly even something as small as the one that's just approaching the harbour now. interesting to trace out now the path that people have to take to cross the track. It's obviously a lot safer, but this won't be the final arrangement. This turn that the lady in blue is now taking won't be there. And there were some variations about here. Anyway, let's go on up ourselves now. I believe they're going to change this fencing here to something a bit smarter. So no access through the steps. Will eventually be steps there where you can see the edge and the gate at the top. And presently, of course, no access there from Doniford. People are spending time having a good look around. So it's so different, isn't it, now to
it's
what was...
bloody ridiculous. Absolutely waste of bloody money. All that to do was go back to the original lights.
Yes.
Put them a little higher.
Indeed.
So
All
the
this-
vans can't get at them.
All the story of someone, oh, we put them back
And if
and
they
they're
did
smashed
vandalise
again.
them, repair them, not this
Yeah.
cost. And it's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's amazing, isn't
You
it?
only want to get from A to B.
Yeah, I know.
Not go through the bloody alphabet.
There you go. So not everybody is supportive. Anyway, it'll all look a lot smarter and better when it's finished. Morning, Keith. That's Keith, one of the gardeners at the station. Can you get across it there to dump your old plants?
Yeah, I'll get them somehow.
It's not too easy. Can I get that one end of your cart, would that help?
Eh?
If I hold one end of your cart, would that help across those slats?
You're right, I'm not going that far.
All right. I'm wondering if they'll discover anything when they flatten that out, because that's where the old engine shed used to be.
Oh, is it?
Be interesting to find some bits of old engine or something.
He said I can have some of that soil,
All right.
but he wouldn't let me take that because that's got to go back where they dug it out from.
All right. Yeah. It's nice to know they're doing something about it anyway now.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see the track actually closed up there with a stop sign. Look.
Yeah, they got one the other end as well.
Have they? All right. All right. In the early days of this crossing, it was always thought to be too dark, and they did erect a lamp not far from that pedestrian sign. Could be a case for it again. Anyway, things will be different this time next week. Hope to be back and film the changes then too. Yeah, those people who come here pause somewhere in the route and try and work out what's going to happen eventually.